You know what really hurts? Not taxes, not gas prices, not realizing your favorite fast food burger now costs the same as a car payment. No. What really hurts is watching something you grew up loving get dragged behind a corporate bus while executives stand there smiling like they just invented oxygen. Welcome to the conversation nobody in Hollywood wants to have. Who killed Star Wars? And before the internet starts foaming at the mouth like a raccoon trapped in a monster energy warehouse, let me say this. The first suspect, the original suspect, is George Lucas. Yeah, I said it. Everybody acts like George is some flawless space wizard floating above criticism. Like he descended from the heavens carrying stone tablets that said, "Thou shalt buy more action figures." Look, I respect the man. The guy changed cinema forever. Without him, sci-fi movies today would probably still look like dudes throwing sparklers at each other in cardboard costumes. But let's stop pretending he didn't light the fuse himself. Because one day, George Lucas looked at Star Wars, his life's work, his legacy, his galactic empire, and sold it to Disney. The company that turns literally everything into a marketable plush toy. You know what that's like? That's like selling your prized classic muscle car to a demolition derby and acting shocked when they slap a rainbow decal on it and drive it through a flaming porta potty. And the craziest part? He sold it for $4 billion. Now don't get me wrong, if somebody offered me $4 billion, I'd probably sell them my neighbors too. But Star Wars wasn't just a brand. It wasn't just merchandise. It wasn't just theme park rides and lunchboxes and overpriced plastic lightsabers that sound like angry weed trimmers. It was mythology that meant something. And George handed it over like, yes, surely this gigantic corporation will protect my deeply personal artistic vision. What? This is Disney. These people would reboot the Bible if market research said teenagers wanted more quips from Moses. And what kills me is everybody saw the warning signs before the sale. The prequels already had people nervous. Look, I defend parts of the prequels. They had ambition, they had world building, they had actual themes, politics, corruption, downfall, tragedy. But George also gave us dialogue so awkward it sounded like two malfunctioning GPS systems flirting at gunpoint. I don't like sand. Brother, who talks like that? And yet somehow, those movies still had heart. Messy heart, sure, but heart. Then Disney took over and treated Star Wars like a content vending machine. No long-term plan, no cohesive vision. Just executives panic writing trilogies like college students finishing homework 5 minutes before class. One movie says, the past matters. The next says, actually burn the past. Then the third one kicks the door down screaming, somehow. That line alone should have triggered an FBI investigation. You're telling me the greatest sci-fi saga ever created got reduced to, he came back or whatever. That's the writing equivalent of throwing frozen chicken nuggets at a wall and calling it gourmet cuisine. And George tried to act surprised later. Buddy, you sold them the keys. That's like handing your house to a pack of drunk raccoons and then complaining they ruined the kitchen. What did you think was gonna happen? Disney doesn't care about mythology. Disney cares about quarterly earnings. Every meeting probably sounded like, can the droid be cuter? Can we sell 37 versions of this helmet? Can the emotional trauma fit into a happy meal? Meanwhile, fans are sitting in the corner looking like war veterans. We survived the holiday special. We survived Jar Jar. We survived the midi-chlorians. But this felt different. Because it stopped feeling like a story and started feeling like product management. And that's why George Lucas deserves part of the blame. Not all of it, not even most of it, but he opened the door. He handed over the galaxy. And somewhere deep down, every Star Wars fan remembers the exact moment they realized, oh no, they're making this up as they go. So where does that leave us? Did George Lucas personally kill Star Wars? No. Let's not get ridiculous. The man created the damn thing. Without him, there is no galaxy far, far away. No lightsabers, no space battles, no iconic villains, no unforgettable heroes. No generations of fans arguing on the internet at 3 in the morning over fictional laser sword politics. George Lucas didn't kill Star Wars, but he absolutely unlocked the front door. He built the house, he furnished the house, he invited everyone inside. Then one day he handed the keys to Disney, collected a mountain of cash big enough to be visible from orbit, and walked away. And that's where the frustration comes from. Not because he sold it. Let's be honest, most people would have sold it too. The frustration comes from what Star Wars represented. It wasn't just movies, it was imagination, it was adventure, it was hope. It was one of those rare stories that somehow belonged to everybody. Kids, parents, grandparents, fans who saw the original films in theaters, fans who discovered them decades later. For millions of people, Star Wars wasn't simply entertainment. It was part of their lives. And when something means that much to people, watching it become another corporate asset feels like watching your favorite neighborhood diner get replaced by a soulless chain restaurant. Sure, the sign is still there. The logo is still there. The menu looks familiar. But something feels off. Something tastes different. Something got lost. And whether George intended it or not, whether he regrets it or not, whether he saw it coming or not, the moment he signed that deal, Star Wars stopped belonging to one creator and started belonging to a corporation. A corporation whose first question wasn't, what's the best story to tell? It was, how much content can we make? And those are two very different questions. So for today's first suspect in the mystery of who killed Star Wars, George Lucas gets charged with negligence. Not murder, not manslaughter, negligence. Because he left the blast doors open. And what came through those doors would change the galaxy forever. Next up, we're talking about the person many fans believe accelerated the damage faster than a malfunctioning hyperdrive. The executive who became the lightning rod for nearly every controversy. The name that can turn a peaceful Star Wars discussion into an all-out cantina brawl in under 30 seconds. Kathleen Kennedy. And trust me, we're just getting warmed up. This is Shockwave Radio. Stay loud, stay skeptical, and may the Force survive corporate management.